So last session we so far actually what we actually done we have just introduced to you what is the state space model, what are states extra, what are state variables, and we have found out the mathematical form of a state space model. So these two sets of equations, x dot equal to ax plus bu and y equal to cx plus du, they basically represent the state space model. X dot equal to x plus bu is known as the state equation, whereas y equal to cx plus du is known as the output equation. We have generalized this for a general nth order differential equation. Fine. So for any nth order differential equation, you can find out the state space matrix in this form. Now, so before we find out state space model of some basic electrical circuits, let us just summarize the differences between a transfer function approach and a state space approach. Number one, transfer function is represented by the Laplace of the output of a system to the ratio of the Laplace of the output of the system to the Laplace of the input of the system while all initial conditions are set to 0. While as the state space model is concerned, it is represented using a set of differential equations x dot equal to x plus bu and y equal to cx plus du. X dot, what is x dot is basically a representation of nth first order differential equations. Fine. So if you had any nth order differential equation, what we have done is we have actually uh, broken that down to nth first order differential equations. So state space model is nothing but a representation of nth first order differential equations in a matrix form. As far as the transfer function approach is it's also known as the classical control approach. Whereas the state space model goes, it's known as the modern control approach. Fine. So classical control approach, transfer function model is also known as the classical control approach, while as the state space model is known as the modern control approach. So even though transfer function is classical in nature, it does not mean that we do not use it anywhere. It has a lot of significance and it's used a lot. In transfer function model, it relates the output of your system to the input. Right? So जो आपका transfer function है ys divided by rs. So you can only get the information of the output for a particular type of input. Transfer function approach में if you are applying some input, step, ramp, impulse, extra, you are actually only observing the output of the system. That's what a transfer function approach does. It only relates your output of the system to the input of the system, and it does not bother about other conditions in the system. Say, for example, you might have seen a state transfer function model of any DC motor. So you might have calculated theta s divided by Vs. ठीक है, पोजीशन डिवाइडेड बाय वोल्टेज. तो अगर आप इतनी वोल्टेज लगा रहे हो तो आपकी रोटर की पोजीशन क्या है, और या फिर आप इतनी वोल्टेज लगा रहे हो आपकी मोटर की स्पीड क्या है. सो इट ओनली रिलेट्स a particular quantity with respect to the input of the system while as neglecting all other variables in the system. But as far as the state space model goes, It relates the output to the input as well as output to other state variables. So in a system there can be a number of state variables, and your output will be related to both the input as well as the other state variables in the system, as well as you can relate the state variables between themselves and find out वोल्टेज अगर चेंज हो रही डीसी मोटर में खाली स्पीड पे इफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है. दे माइट बी चेंज इन करंट, दे माइट बी चेंज इन टॉर्क, they might be changed in the position of the rotor. So all those things, all those state variables will be taken care of. All that information will actually be given by the state space model. We can get that information from the transfer function model also, but उसके लिए फिर हमें different transfer functions निकालनी पड़ेंगी for every output. So you have to find out omega s by Vs, you have to find out theta s by Vs, you have to find out torque by voltage, you have to find out करंट बाई वोल्टेज. तो आपको बहुत सारी ट्रांसफर फंक्शन निकालनी है. हर कोई ट्रांसफर फंक्शन फिर आपको खाली उस आउटपुट और उस इनपुट को रिलेट करके देगा, बट जो आपका स्टेट स्पेस मॉडल है वो आपको आउटपुट एक पर्टिकुलर इनपुट के अगेंस्ट एज वेल एज अदर स्टेट वेरिएबल्स क्या है, कैसे चेंज हो रहे हो, उसका बिहेवियर भी आपको स्टेट स्पेस मॉडल बेसिकली बताता है. ठीक है. सो इट बेसिकली गिव्स अस द इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट ऑल द स्टेट्स ऑफ द सिस्टम, नॉट ओनली अबाउट द आउटपुट टू अ पर्टिकुलर इनपुट. ट्रांसफर फंक्शन मॉडल में एक इम्पॉर्टेंट कंडीशन जो थी, दैट वाज दैट इनिशियल कंडीशन in the transfer function is always kept 0, otherwise we cannot find out the transfer function model of a linear time system, while as initial condition need not be 0 in this case. ठीक है. So it can be 0, it may not be 0. Can be 0, it cannot be 0. We can take the initial condition into consideration in short in the state space model, while as in the transfer function model you had to keep the initial condition 0, otherwise you could not achieve the transfer function of the system. Fine. Transfer function model, it is mostly applicable to linear time invariant systems. While as the state space model goes, it's applicable to both linear as well as non-linear systems. Applicability. Fine. So transfer function is only applicable to linear time invariant systems, while as the state space model will be applicable to both linear as well as non-linear time invariant or time varying systems. And as far as the transfer function goes, it is easy to implement on SISO systems, while as the state space model goes, it is easy to implement on SISO as well as MIMO systems. जो आपका ट्रांसफर फंक्शन अप्रोच है, दैट इज easily applicable, that's easily can be implemented to single input single output systems. We can apply the transfer function to multiple input multiple output systems as well, but it becomes a tedious and a tough job, while as the state space model goes, that may be a single input single output system or a multiple input multiple output system. The ease of implementation is pretty easy in both the cases, for a single input for as well as a multiple input multiple output system in case of a state space model. So going back from the top, transfer function mathematical model pehle, gs is ys by rs, while as the state space model x dot is this, y is this. So this is the mathematical representation of transfer function in state space. Transfer function is a classical control approach, state space model is a modern control approach. Transfer function only relates the output to the input, that means it only gives us the information of the output to a particular input, बाकी जो कंडीशंस होंगी, as I was saying, the transfer function approach is the classical control approach. The state space model is the model control approach. Your transfer function, it only relates the output of the system to a particular input. Admin, it only gives us the information from an output to an input of a system. A state space model gives us the output as well as the information about the output as well as the information about other state variables. How other state variables are changing with respect to the input, with respect to each other, how your output is varying with respect to change in other state variables. In case of a transfer function approach, the initial condition is set to 0 uh, necessarily, while as in a state space model, the initial condition may or may not be 0. A linear, a transfer function approach is applicable to a linear time invariant system, while as a state space approach is applicable to non-linear systems. Uh, your transfer function is easy to implement on a single input, single output system, and it becomes complex for multiple input, multiple output systems. While as your state space model goes, it is easy to implement on both CISO systems as well as multiple input, multiple output systems. Let's do a set of examples now. We'll be taking a number of electrical circuits now. We'll be trying to derive the state space model of some electrical circuits. So we'll start with a basic RLC circuit. So I'm taking a basic RLC circuit and we'll try to derive the the state space model of this particular RLC circuit. So in order to derive the state space model, we need to identify all the differential equations that are associated with this particular system. So simply applying the KVL, your input V of t will be equal to what? R into I of t plus L di by dt plus Vc. So using KVL, you can say that Vt, your input voltage, is equal to Rit plus L di by dt plus Vc. अब आपका ये जो Vc है, but what is this Vc equal to? That is nothing. This Vc is 1 by C integral of I dt, or in other words, I can say differentiating this on both sides, what you will be getting is I is equal to C dVc by dt. That you actually already know. The current through a capacitor is nothing but C difference dV by dt. So we have two equations. Vt is called Rit plus Ldi by dt plus Vc, and you have another It is equal to C dVc by dt. Now these are both differential equations because there is a term d by dt involved in both these two equations, and they are already first order differential equations. So if you see this, if you take this equation, you can write this down as L di by dt di by dt rather is 1 by L times Vt minus R of It minus Vc. Fine. And the second equation, you can write down this as dV by dt is equal to 1 by C times I of t. This is a simple RLC circuit. तो RLC circuit में आपने KVL लगाया तो V is equal to Ri plus LdI by dt plus voltage across the capacitor that I am taking as Vc, and I actually already know capacitor के across जो voltage है that is differentially varying, so I can represent the current flowing through a capacitor I is equal to C dV by dt. So these are both first order differential equations. तो इनमें से मैंने basically di by dt और dv by dt को I want to calculate basically di by dt and dv by dt. So you can see that there are two variables that are actually varying, that are actually differentially varying in nature. And what are those two variables? एक तो ये आपकी current है I, and second one is this voltage, ये dVc by dt है rather. dVc by dt is equal to 1 by CIT. So you have two variables in this particular circuit that are actually differentially varying. One is the current and second one is the voltage. अब ये जो current थी, actually current किसके साथ differentially vary हो रही थी? Because of the influence of inductor. आपको पता है कि एक इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट में जहाँ पे भी इंडक्टर होगा, current through an inductor is differentially varying. There will be a particular transient response that is associated with the current flowing through an inductor. So in other words, it will be the current through an inductor that changes, while as जो कैपेसिटर है आपका उसके साथ वोल्टेज एसोसिएटेड है जो डिफरेंशियली वैरिंग है. So in any electrical circuit, inductor causes a change, differential change in current. That means it will cause the current to rise and fall according to its time constant, whereas the capacitor will cause the rise and fall of a voltage across it according to its particular time constant. So the current is a differential quantity associated with the inductor, and voltage is a differential quantity associated with the capacitor of a circuit. So in any electrical circuit, one current through an inductor and two voltage across a capacitor. They are both time varying differential quantities. Differentially varying with respect to time. तो इंडक्टर के थ्रू करंट एंड कैपेसिटर के अक्रॉस वोल्टेज डिफरेंशियली वेरिंग है. इंडक्टर एक इंस्टेंट इंडक्टर विल नॉट लेट द करंट टू चेंज through it instantaneously. There will be a particular build-up of current through an inductor, and there will be a particular discharge of current through an inductor. ऐसे ही कैपेसिटर जो होगा वो इंस्टेंटेनियस चेंज ऑफ वोल्टेज को ऑकर नहीं होने देगा. देयर विल बी अ बिल्डअप ऑफ वोल्टेज अक्रॉस कैपेसिटर. There will be a particular fall of the voltage across a capacitor. So both these quantities are differentially varying with respect to time. And actually अगर हम देखें तो इंडक्टर जो एनर्जी स्टोर करता है इट स्टोर्स वन हाफ ऑफ एल आई स्क्वायर, वेल एज कैपेसिटर जो एनर्जी स्टोर करता है दैट इज वन हाफ ऑफ सी वी स्क्वायर. तो capacitor stores energy in the form of voltage, inductor stores energy in the form of current. So in other words, or in any electrical circuit, differentially varying quantities क्या है? एक तो current है जो इंडक्टर के थ्रू पास हो रही है और दूसरी वोल्टेज है जो एक कैपेसिटर के अक्रॉस होगी. So in other words, you can say the state variables of any system will be the energy will be determined by the energy storage elements. ठीक है. जहाँ तक रेजिस्टेंस की बात है, रेजिस्टर के अक्रॉस V इज इक्वल टू आई आर या I इज इक्वल टू V बाई आर. देयर इज नो डिफरेंशियली वेरिंग क्वांटिटी इन दिस. ना तो ये वोल्टेज डिफरेंशियली वेरी हो रही है, ना तो ये करंट डिफरेंशियली वेरी हो रही है. दे आर बोथ लीनियरली डिपेंडेंट अपॉन ईच अदर. फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर केस, इन केस ऑफ एन ओम्स लॉ, सिंपली V and I are linearly dependent upon each other. आप V को चेंज करो I चेंज हो जाएगा, आप I को चेंज करो V चेंज हो जाएगा. That's one and the same thing. They are linearly dependent upon each other. So they are not, none of these two quantities are linearly independent of each other. So यहाँ पे हम while as they are system variables but they are not state variables. ठीक है. Voltage across a resistor, you can say it is a variable, it's a system variable, but it is not a state variable. State variable particularly हम उस सिस्टम वेरिएबल को कहते हैं जो डिफरेंशियली वेरिंग हो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. एंड इन एनी इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट यू विल सी करंट थ्रू एन इंडक्टर एंड कैपेसिटर अक्रॉस द वोल्टेज आर डिफरेंशियली वेरिंग. तो किसी भी इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट में आप क्या बताओगे कि एक तो करंट थ्रू एन इंडक्टर आई एल एंड voltage across a capacitor, these are the state variables. तो किसी भी इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट में दो क्वांटिटीज डिफरेंशियली वेरी हो रही हैं. एक तो करंट इंडक्टर के थ्रू, वोल्टेज अक्रॉस द कैपेसिटर. सो द स्टेट वेरिएबल्स विल बी ओनली आई एल एंड वी सी. आई एल एंड वी सी आर ऑल्सो द एनर्जी कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर सर्किट. सो यू कैन ऑल्सो से किसी भी सर्किट में, किसी भी इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट में जो जितने नंबर ऑफ एनर्जी स्टोरेज एलिमेंट्स होंगे उतने नंबर ऑफ स्टेट वेरिएबल्स होंगे. Resistor is not an energy storage element, it does not store energy, but inductor as well as capacitor, they store energy. Inductor stores it in the form of current, capacitor stores it in the form of voltage. Going back to this particular system, so we have found out two differential equations. Vt is equal to RIT plus LDI by dt plus Vc, and you can also write IT is equal to CdV by dV by dt. तो इस पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम में कितने एनर्जी स्टोरेज एलिमेंट्स है? एक तो ये एक है और ये दूसरा है. So in this particular case, there can be only two state variables. और वो दो स्टेट वेरिएबल्स क्या है, एक तो ये वाली इक्वेशन है, तो यहाँ से हम बेसिकली ये आई एक्चुअली इंडक्टर के थ्रू फ्लो हो रही है, दिस इज फ्लोइंग थ्रू रेजिस्टेंस एज वेल एज इंडक्टर एज वेल एज कैपेसिटर, सो बिकॉज ऑफ द इंडक्टर के थ्रू जो फ्लो हो रही है उसकी वजह से ये डिफरेंशियली वैरिंग है। अगर यहाँ पे इंडक्टर नहीं होता तो यहाँ पे करंट तो फिर भी थी, बट दैट वुड नॉट हैव बीन देन डिफरेंशियली वैरिंग। इट्स ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इंडक्टर that the current is differentially varying in this particular circuit. So instead of writing I will write this as IL. So इस particular case में अब आपके पास कौन से दो state variables है, IL and VC, and this equation you have obtained di by dt is equal to 1 by L Vt minus RIt minus VC. We have obtained dIL by dt is equal to Vt, the input voltage, minus RILT minus VC, voltage across the capacitor, whole divided by 1 by L, and you have also found out dVC by dt is equal to 1 by C of IL of t. Fine. So now I am saying I will take IL as one state variable, so I will put IL equal to x1, and I will take VC as the another state variable, so I will take VC equal to x2. So equation number 3 and 4, so equation number 3 से हमें क्या मिलेगा, DIL, that means dx1 by dt, dx1 by dt, जो कि हम अब x1 डॉट लिख रहे हैं उसको रिप्रेजेंटेशन, इज इक्वल टू 1 बाई एल बी टी आपका क्या है सिस्टम में, वी टी इज एक्चुअली योर इनपुट वोल्टेज, सो आई कैन टेक वी टी एज योर इनपुट, दैट इज यू. फाइन. So instead of writing now Vt, I'll write U here, 1 by L of U minus R IL of t, IL की जगह पे x1 माइनस VC, VC की जगह x2. Fine. So dx1 by dt, equation number 3 becomes x1 dot is 1 by L U minus Rx1 minus x2. Equation 4 becomes dvc by dt or dx2 by dt, that's nothing but x2 dot is equal to 1 by C IL of t, IL is nothing but x1, so 1 by C of x1. So this is your equation 5, this is your equation 6. Putting equation number 5 and 6 in matrix form, x1 dot x2 dot state space form में, state space form is x dot is equal to ax plus bu. So x1 dot is what? It is 1 by L of u minus R by L of x1. ठीक है, x1 dot is minus R by L of x1 minus x2 by L of minus x2 by L, that means minus 1 by L times x2. x1 dot is equal to u by L minus R by L x1 minus 1 by L x2. Fine. That means x1 का जो कोफिशिएंट है that is minus R by L, x2 का जो कोफिशिएंट है that is minus 1 by L, और u का जो कोफिशिएंट है that is 1 by L. ऐसे x2 dot is 1 by C of x1 plus 0 times x2 plus 0 times u. This is 1 by C times x1, 0 times x2, 0 times u. So this is your state space model of this particular circuit जो हमने बेसिकली फ्रॉम द डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन निकाला. अब आपका जो क्वेश्चन हो सकता है वो वहीं से आपको बता सकता है व्हाट इज योर आउटपुट इन द सिस्टम. So let's assume so if my question says, if your question asks your output is voltage across the capacitor, ठीक है. If output voltage is voltage across the capacitor, that means y will be in that case nothing but Vc, and in that case Vc क्या है हमें पता है, it's a state variable, it's simply x2. In that case you can write down the matrix as y is equal to 0 1 times x1 x2 plus 0 times u. ये क्वेश्चन आपको वहीं से पूछ सकता है कि आपका आउटपुट वोल्टेज अक्रॉस द कैपेसिटर, उस टाइम पे आप बताओ कि वो आउटपुट इक्वेशन क्या होगी स्टेट स्पेस मॉडल की. आउटपुट इक्वेशन y इक्वल टू सी एक्स प्लस डी यू, ये आपको निकालना है. So if it is voltage across the capacitor, y will be Vc, that means it is x2. In that case y will be this equation. If output is अगर आपका क्वेश्चन वहीं से बोल रहा है is current in the circuit, current in the circuit is y is equal to IL, that is nothing but x1. So we can say y is equal to 1 0 times x1 x2 plus 0 times u. If your question asks you if your output is voltage across inductor, say for example, voltage across inductor is VL is L di by dt, L di by dt, dIL by dt rather. So that means d by dt of IL is what? x1, the first state variable. That means VL is L x1 dot, fine. VL is L x1 dot. I cannot have x1, I cannot have a dot term on the right hand side. x1 dot हमने ऑलरेडी निकाला हुआ है. x1 dot is 1 by L times u minus r x1 minus x2. तो हम ये यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे. L is x1 dot is 1 by L times u minus r x1 minus x2. L और L cancel हो गया. This means VL is actually your output. Y is equal to this thing. Y is equal to VL is equal to u minus rx1 minus x2. So in this particular case y जो cx plus du होगा, that will be minus r times x1 minus 1 times x2 plus 1 times u. So you can have any output that the examiner can be asking you any output, any state variable as the output of the system. So आउटपुट कुछ भी हो सकता है. ऐसे आप बोल सकते हो कि आउटपुट मेरा वोल्टेज अक्रॉस रेजिस्टर है, तो आपको उस टाइम पे निकालना पड़ेगा वाई मैट्रिक्स क्या आएगा, आपकी आउटपुट इक्वेशन क्या आएगी स्टेट स्पेस मॉडल की. इन शॉर्ट, whatever your examiner asks you, you will have to derive the output equation accordingly. This is your basic state space model. ये तो change नहीं होगा, this will remain fixed. X dot equal to ax plus bu, it will not change. While as your y matrix, y is equal to cx plus du. Whatever the examiner is asking you as the output of the system, accordingly you will have to derive it. So this is one basic. So what we have found in any electrical circuit, ये याद रख लेना, for the For any electrical circuit, current through an inductor and voltage across a capacitor is a state variable. Fine. Inductor और capacitor state variables नहीं है. Current through an inductor and voltage across a capacitor is a state variable. And in other words, you can say number of storage elements in this particular electrical circuit will determine the number of state variables. So if you have any input, say for example like this, there is one inductor, there is another inductor, there is another capacitor, there is a resistor here. So you'll be asked to find out the, not find out, I'm just asking you the number of state variables. So number of state variables will be equal to the number of energy storage elements. And in this particular case, you have one inductor, you have two inductors, you have three capacitors. These are all energy storage elements. So for this particular circuit, you will be having three state variables. One will be inductor current IL1, another one will be inductor current IL2, third one will be capacitor voltage. In current through inductors and the voltage across a capacitor will determine your number of state variables. We'll be doing some more examples. So this is your another electrical circuit. You need to find out the state variables. You need to find out the state space model of this circuit. Uh, to find out the state space model, you need to find out the differential equations associated with this particular uh, state, particular electrical circuit. So what you have is you have an inductor, you have a capacitor. So first of all, you can write down number of So for any electrical circuit, you can first of all directly say what will be the number of state variables. That will be equal to the number of energy storage elements in this particular electrical circuit. So in this particular circuit, you can see there is one inductor and one capacitor. So number of state variables will be 2. And let those state variables be x1 and x2. So now you can, from here on, you can now directly say what will be the state variables in the circuit. One will be the current flowing through a capacitor. So x1 is one state variable, and another one will be the voltage across the capacitor. That means x2 is another state variable. So X1 is nothing but current through an inductor, and X2 is nothing but voltage across the capacitor. So in loop 1, by KVL you can write down Vt, and Vt is nothing but your input. So from here on Vt will be U in all cases. In loop 1, input voltage U is equal to IR. I means this current that's flowing the circuit, IR plus X1 plus L dx1 by dt. L dx1 by dt, ये आपका लूप 1 है। जब आप KVL इस इक्वेशन में लगाओगे, Vt will be equal to voltage across this resistor, that's IR, plus voltage across this inductor, that is L di by dt, that's actually L dx1 by dt from here on now, ठीक है। इंडक्टर के थ्रू जो करंट है, that is a state variable. So this is your one equation. बट इसमें अननोन क्या है? इसमें एक्चुअली अननोन ये आई है. वी डू नॉट नो व्हाट दिस आई इज एक्चुअली. we'll have to actually find this out before we proceed. So let this be equation 1. In the loop 2, ये आपका loop 2 है. जब आप इसमें KVL लगाओगे तो this voltage it will be equal to simply equal to this voltage. In loop 2 you can directly say, since capacitor and the inductor they are in parallel, you can directly say X2, that's the voltage across the capacitor, is equal to voltage across the inductor, that's L di by dt, or you can say L x1 dot, or you can write this as x1 dot is equal to 1 by L times x2. This is your equation number 2. तो एक इक्वेशन तो हमारे पास अवेलेबल हो गई. वी हैव वन इक्वेशन जो डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन है. लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे डॉट टर्म है, राइट हैंड साइड पे कोई भी डॉट टर्म नहीं है. व्हाइल एज दिस इक्वेशन 1 गोज, वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट दिस आई फर्स्ट, देन वी कैन प्रोसीड. सो आपका जो करंट है इन दिस सिस्टम आई, दैट्स व्हाट, दैट्स द करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू द इंडक्टर and the current flowing through the capacitor. Why? Total current is equal to current flowing through the inductor plus the current flowing through the capacitor by case. This you will find out by KCL. So I is equal to IL. Current through the inductor is nothing but X1. Fine. While as current through the capacitor is C dV by dt. That means C X2 dot. Current through a capacitor will be C X2 dot. So this means I is equal to X1 plus CX2 dot. So this is equation 3. What we will be doing is you will be substituting equation number 3 in equation number 1. Equation number 3 क्या है? I is equal to X1 plus CX2 dot. While as equation number 1 is U is equal to IR plus L dx1 by dt, और dx1 by dt की जगह में right here x1 dot now. You now know dx1 by dt is nothing but x1 dot. U is equal to IR plus L x1 dot. I is this thing, see x1 plus cx2 dot. So U will be equal to IR. I is x1 plus cx2 dot plus L times x1 dot. Fine. So U is equal to x1 plus cr x2 dot plus L x1 dot, or you can say x2 dot is equal to U minus x1 minus L x1 dot divided by 1 by CR. Fine. So So x2 dot तो मिल गया, but on the right hand side you still have a dot term, that's x1 dot. x2 dot is equal to 1 by CR u minus x1 minus L x1 dot. इक्वेशन नंबर 2 हमने निकाला हुआ है, x1 dot is 1 by L x2. तो 1 by L जब यहाँ पे हम सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे, L और L कैंसिल हो जाएगा, it will be x2 only. Right, we have already from equation, when we substitute equation number 2 now, instead of x1 dot 1 by L x2, so 1 और L cancel, खाली x2 रहेगा. So this is your equation x2 dot, this is your equation number 4. So you now have equation number 2, that's x1 dot is equal to 1 by L x2, and you have equation number 4, that's x2 dot equal to this whole. So both represent, both terms have dot terms on the left hand side and there is no dot term on the right hand side, and there is no unvariable, no unknown variable on the right hand side. So now equation 3 and equation 4, you can put them in a matrix form. x1 dot x2 dot is equal to something times a times x1 x2 और ax plus b u. राइट, तो आपको बेसिकली यही निकालना है हर किसी चीज़ में. ये जो यहाँ पे ये आपको fill in the blanks है basically. You have to find out the elements of A, you have to find out the elements of B. So x1 dot from equation number 2, x1 dot is 0 times x1 plus 1 by L times x2 plus 0 times u. x1 dot is 0 times x1, 1 by L times x2 plus 0 times u. x2 dot is minus 1 by CR times x1 minus 1 by CR times x2 यहाँ पे जब हमने ये मल्टीप्लाई किया, वी फॉरगॉट दिस r x1, this is r x1. So it is minus r by CR times x1 minus 1 by CR times x2 plus 1 by CR times u. So minus 1 minus r by CR, that's actually minus 1 by c plus minus 1 by CR times x2 plus 1 by CR times u. x2 dot is multiplying this is 1 by CR times u minus 1 by c times x1 minus 1 by CR times x2. ठीक है, तो minus 1 by c times x, minus 1 by c is the coefficient of x1, minus 1 by CR is the coefficient of x2, 1 by CR is the coefficient of u. तो ये आपने यहाँ पे स्टेट स्पेस मॉडल में पुट किए. ऐसे आपका आउटपुट कुछ भी हो सकता है. इट कैन बी x1, इट कैन बी x2, or it can be a combination. That will be dependent upon what the examiner is asking you. Fine, so we have done 2 electrical circuits today. We'll be doing more in the next session. Okay, we'll directly start doing some more electrical circuits in the next session. Any questions?